I'll go up to 20 years old.
So you're hanging around at 14 with a gang involved with 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds. And you started when you were 12. Are you still in it?
Well, I'm in a rehab right now. I've been in there for a month. It's in Florida. And I guess that's what got me out of it. I don't consider myself out of it, because right now, to tell you the truth, if they let me loose, I'd go right back to it.
You would?
Yes.
Do you still talk to these people?
No, we're not allowed to. We don't use the phone or anything like that.
So you feel basically pretty fragile. In other words, all of this is very delicate. It's just hanging by. You're basically in rehab by a thread here.
Yeah.
Because the day that you walk out of there, you would go right back to your friends. Tina, sound familiar?
Yep.
How old are you now? 19?
19.
When did you start?
About a year and a half ago.
How did you get involved? I mean, you weren't 12, you weren't 14.
It was
You were
just
17 or so.
one of my best friends introduced me to all, his friends in La Familia.
But guns have affected your life, haven't they?
Yeah.
What happened to your boyfriend 2 months ago?
2 months ago, he was stabbed in an argument, and he was protecting his friends. He took it for a friend, and 4 days later, he died.
And what happened last week?
Last week, one of my friends was found in his living room, shot in the head.
What's happened since you've come to New York City?
Well, I got a phone call last night from my best friend, and there's been 2 drive-bys and a shootout.
Members of La Familia, your group.
Yep.
Do you like them better than you like your family?
I like them as much as I do love them. I love them. They're my friends, We're like a family. We stick together.
I have talked to young women, girls, in situations like this. And what drives me crazy, and I think drives a lot of our audience out there crazy, is how do you say that you want more and would do more for your friends than you would your family? How does that happen? How does that take place in your mind?
Well, I don't go around shooting people and hanging out with my friends because I want attention. I do it because I feel that they love me, and I consider them my family. I do, and being around them makes me feel secure, more protective, and when you're gonna get into a fight with somebody, like let's say in the corner street or anything, you got your friends to back up. When I go to my mom, sometimes I come home from school and say, "Oh, Mom, I got into a fight." She wouldn't care. She'd be like, "Oh, what happened?" I tell her. She's like, "Whatever." If I was with my friends, I have backup. I have somebody to talk to. I feel very open with my friends.
You sound tough and rough and mean. Do you want to feel that way?
Yeah.
You want to feel that way, Tina? Next, we will talk to a 15-year-old who tells us why she carried a weapon after this.
You're just protecting yourself, making sure you don't get in the crossfire, make sure you don't get hurt. And it's just one big thing. You just got to be careful, and most of us are. And that's how it is. Some people get hurt, some people are lucky. But everyone's time comes.
I got involved with the gangs when I was about 11 or 12, and then it started getting more intense. I tried a lot of different drugs, marijuana, LSD, pills, anything, just for that certain high.
Alcohol and drugs, the age of 11 and 12, more young women from suburban homes are joining gangs and taking up weapons. Jen is 16 years old. She's still in a gang. Christine is 14. Michelle is 15. And Christina is 16. All have used guns, knives, and their fists to protect themselves while in a gang. Christina, where did you get a gun?
From my mother. I stole it from her out of her closet.
When did she find out that you had it?
I guess about a year or 2 years after.
Would you take the gun to school?
Yeah, I took it everywhere I went.
Did your fellow gang members know that you had a gun?
They would borrow it sometimes and bring it back to me 2 days later or something.
No compulsion? I mean, you sound like this is just everyday life for you.
It was then.
It was?
Yeah.
Michelle, you don't really look like that, do you?
No.
Right. We've helped you with the disguise a bit, right?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of?
Well, I've done bad things and also have a gang after me.
You have a gang after you. Why?
It's pretty much a long story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've done some bad things. Have you shot a gun?
Yeah.
Do you feel powerful and proud to shoot a gun the way Christina describes being powerful with a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in control.
You're in control, boy, and you're smiling and everything. Yeah, you're in control. Do you ever think about what you could do with that gun?
I didn't care.
You didn't care. Why didn't you care? Because that's the attitude your friends had in the gang?
Just the way I felt.
Just the way you felt. And those around you felt the same way? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Christina, are you in the gang still?
No.
Why not?
Well, I was put in a treatment center, but I've been away from my home for about 2 to 3 years, living on my own, basically. Living on the streets, taking care of myself, and being with friends that were in gangs who took care of me.
What's the deal with the colors? Is this a color for La Familia?
Yep.
Huh?
Love you.
How do you know? I mean, in other words, what is it that shows your fellow gang members that you're wearing the colors?
Bandanas.
Bandanas?
And
Just the colors.
just the colors.
Not the...
No, that's our thing.
That's your thing?
Yeah.
That's the two of yours thing. Okay. What did your parents say when they found out that you were in a gang, Michelle?
Shocked.
Shocked?
Well, my mom she had a funny idea that I was. Because I always tagged up into my room and everything. But she never thought I was in it.
What would you tell her?
I don't know, she's like, what is this gang stuff? And I'm like, oh, my friend. And just like recently she found out that I was in it. She was shocked, but she had a funny feeling.
And you're still in it now. Do you ever think about leaving?
Once in a while.
Do you feel scared to leave?
No.
You could walk away and it wouldn't be any problem.
I could, but I don't want to.
Why not?
It's the way I feel.
But, it's what you feel. I mean, it's just the way you feel. There's got to be a reason for your feeling. What are the reasons for your feeling?
Because I've been with them for 3 years. How can I just, walk away?
They're your family, right?
Yeah.
What's your mom?
My mom's family, but it's different. They were always there for me.
Yeah. What was the initiation like in your gang, Christine?
I had to fight 5 girls for 2 minutes.
You had to fight 5 girls for 2 minutes?
And stand off. I couldn't fall.
Fists?
Yeah.
That was how mine was too.
Yep, mine too.
Other initiations are having sex with a gang member or the leader of a gang member or a couple of guys. I never had to go through that, but a lot of my friends did.
Yeah. What was your initiation was the same, Christina?
Yeah.
What did you have to do?
I had to fight 5 girls. They were huge, and I was not allowed to fall.
And how old were you at this time?
14.
You were 14 years old. Did you stand up the whole 2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a bloody nose?
Oh, yeah.
How old is the oldest person in that gang?
The one I was in,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 25, 23.
So a 25-year-old would take a 14-year-old and tell her that she had to stand up for 2 minutes and fight 5 girls.
She wanted to be in the gang, yeah.
Yep.
Was there ever a gun put to your head?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I was hanging out by myself with maybe 3 of my friends up at Subway where we all used to hang out, and a gang that we were against came up and they recognized me and held a gun to my head saying that they were going to kill me. And that's why I got my mom's gun.
Tina, do you know who she is?
That's my boyfriend's sister.
That's your boyfriend's sister. Your boyfriend who was killed.
2 months ago.
Did you know about all the gangs?
Not really, no. I heard, he told me, but I didn't think it was that serious.
You didn't think it was serious?
No, not like this, no. Not until I went down there after he got stabbed. And then I saw everything. But I don't know.
Is there anything you could tell her now about gangs?
She should see it for herself, really. Because she knows, she saw my family, she saw what we all went through. So she was there throughout the whole thing.
Did your parents know that Your brother was in a gang?
No, they knew, but we just thought it was just, just people he hung out with.
This is what I don't understand. How come we don't know? How can these people take a gun out of her house for 2 years and nobody know? How does that happen? How does that happen? Guess who was most surprised to find out 2 of these girls were in gangs? Their mothers. We'll meet them next.
Usually, like, when we're bored or anything, for boys, that's when you get in trouble because we just like to break in instant and stuff. If we don't have a ride anywhere, the first thing we do is go for a car. It's not ours. We go there. If we have a car, we want our own speaker systems and our own stereo, so we just take other people.
That the girls will have sex with other guys in the gang just to get in. Mm-hmm. But I've seen initiations where girls, I've seen both, will get into a gang by fighting all the guys.
And we've heard that too today. We're talking with young women. I call them young women because I assume what they have been through means that they're more than girls. But they're from the suburbs. They're not on welfare. They're not on they don't sleep on the street. There are homes to go to. Joining us now are Karen. She is Christine's mom. And Janine is here with her daughter, Christina. What did you think when your daughter, Christina, when you found out that she had a gun?
When she had a gun, I was petrified. I never even thought she took the gun. I didn't know the gun was missing for almost a year. And then when I cleaned up the closet one day, cleaning out some stuff, I looked and the gun was gone. And I kept thinking that an old boyfriend of mine may have taken it. And it never even dawned on me that she would have taken it. It wasn't until later that I found the case that the gun came in her closet. And I just couldn't believe it. I still just felt like, no, there's no way.
You felt betrayed?
Oh, betrayed? Yeah, I felt betrayed. I felt afraid, too.
Only after that did you start asking questions?
Yeah, I asked questions, and she didn't tell me a lot. She told me a little bit.
Well, let's talk about how that discussions go on. Did you say, Christina, where you been? Who you been hanging out with? Who are your friends? Do you do all that?
I knew her friends. They came to my house. I knew her friends. Lots of them came to our house.
Nice people, nice kids?
Most of them were nice kids. I can't say they all dressed, to what I would think was fine, but they were all nice kids. Some of them would sit there and call me mom and sit and talk with me. They really were looking for attention.
And these were the same people who would go out with guns, rob people, steal,
yes,
shoot guns, drive-by shootings?
Mm-hmm. From our neighborhood, from our whole area. They'd hang out at the movie theater, and she'd be, Mom, come on, pick us up. Pick my friend up, and I'd pick them up and drop them at the movie.
So you thought you were just like every suburban mom, taking your kid
to drop them at the movie theater. I'd even say, you're not hanging out in them gangs, are you? No, they hang out at Subway. That was just another gang, that's all.
Were you ever afraid, Christina, that your mom would find out?
No, there wasn't anything she could do about it.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, boy. Karen, what about you? How are you with Christine?
I confronted her for it started about 2 years ago because I knew she was on drugs. I didn't know what, but the reactions that she had to our conversations, questions, the home life. But I didn't know she was in a gang, actually, until the school called me one day. And the fights and things, they called me down, and I'm like, this is not my daughter. Yeah, because it was like, you've got the wrong Christina. There's 1,500 kids in school. Can't be my daughter. And it was.
When did all this change? I mean, when did you see these changes in your daughter? How old was she?
First time, 10 years old.
10?
We had just recently moved to Florida, and she seemed to adjust initially real well, and we were ecstatic. But it just seemed like within the first year of being here, the changes just started showing up. The kids she hung out with, the things that she did. She tried to take her life when she was in 4th grade because one of the other kids in school had done it, and their parents decided that they would never hassle them again if they just wouldn't do it again. And she thought, well, maybe she could do the same thing. And from there it just escalated, and it's just gotten horrible. The past year has been a nightmare.
We have to find out the line here today as to what was so impressive about gangs for you all to join, and what most kids, we hope, say, I don't want to live, I don't want anything to do with that. What was the most impressive part of the gang for you, Christine?